Welcome everyone, I'm Susan Anderson and this is Susan So Creative, where it's only wrong when it doesn't work. Join me today in this first of a two-part series on creating things with rope or clothesline. We'll be making bowls, coasters, baskets, lots of fun things. At my machine, we've got three different types of stitches that you can choose from. You can use your standard zigzag, you can use a two-step zigzag, which means it'll stitch once on the left, center, and then once on the right, or you can do a three-step, which means it'll do once on the left, then two in the middle, and once on the right, and it'll keep going back and forth. The more thread you have in your stitch, the stiffer your project will be. So that will determine, or for me anyway, which pattern I want to use. I like using the one that has the two-step zigzag. I've changed the setting of the pressure on my machine simply to make it easier for me to manipulate the rope under my presser foot as I'm stitching. First things first, I'm going to take my rope. Now I'm using the braided macrame cord this time because I want a softer result. So I'm going to start this project by coiling this around. Now I'm keeping it flat on my machine bed and just using my fingers to hold it in place as I turn and turn and turn and turn and build my little snail or spiral till I get to about 2 inches across. Now I'm holding it against the bed to keep it flat. If I'm trying to do this in mid-air and twisting it around, it tends to get like a cup. You also don't want to stretch your cord as you're twisting. You just want to lay it up against the previous row. Don't stretch. Don't stretch. Pivot. Don't stretch. The other tip I'm going to give you on this is keeping the cord on the right hand side of your presser foot, because as you build you want to have, just like on your regular sewing, you want to have all the main part of your fabric to the left of the machine. So build, build, twist, twist, keeping it flat. Okay, now I'm going to take a pin and I'm going to slide this parallel to the bed of my machine through all the cords all the way down towards the center, like so. That's just going to keep it for me from being pulled out of the way. All right, my next step is I'm going to take my washout marker and I'm just going to draw a line. Remember, this is a washout marker, so it'll disappear. If this were a clock, I'm going to be going from 12 to 6. Okay, then you've got 3, 9, but I want to do 2 to 8, and then I want to do 10 to 4. Okay, so I have a total of 3 lines going through the center of my project. I'm going to start with my open toe applique foot or satin stitch foot. I'm going to start in the center, same stitch that I showed you before, and we're going to stitch out towards the end, leaving my needle down in the last cord of the wrap. Down in the center, last cord. Now I'm going to pivot this around and I'm going to stitch right back over top of that line, but this time I'm going to come all the way out to the outside on the opposite side of the little circle. So I'm going to go all the way out to the end, again leaving my needle down. in that last cord. There we go. Pivot again and bring it back towards the center. And stop in the center. Pivot and stitch back, but this time stop in the center. Now that just gives us the basic foundation. Now notice it's kind of still loopy and falling apart. That's okay. What we're going to be doing now is I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to spiral stitch, if you would, by just taking a couple little stitches, pivot, a couple little stitches, pivot, and I'm stitching the rows of cording together now. So while I'm towards the center, it's taking some stitches real close, so I'm only doing a few stitches at a time. As I'm building out, unwind that. As I'm building out, it'll get easier for me to stitch. Now I'm watching my cording. It may be difficult for you to see, but I'm watching my cording so that I'm following the spiral around and I'm just following the cord. So as I naturally stitching, it's naturally going to come further and further out from the center. Okay, I've started onto the last row of the wrap of the initial onset. So now I'm just going to build. So once I have my coaster size I want, I now flip up my coaster and I'm ready to start building my bowl. And you can see where I'm starting to get the sides to my bowl. Now, the tighter I make this, or if I pull this more and stretch it, the narrower my sides are going to be, or the more vertical. If I relax it, the more fanned out it's going to be in the shape of a V rather than in this or a bowl shape, as opposed to just straight sided. So it's all a matter of how you hold this side and how your bowl finishes. Now I'm just going to make a little one today since it's just for demonstration purposes, so you can see where I've got this nice little bowl going on. So I could finish this in multiple ways. I could cut this off, twist it under here, cut that off, and stitch over top of that, giving me a small little loop to finish off the edge of my bowl. So flipping that off or back in, giving me that loop, gives me this kind of a finish. I could also go back and do it the same way I did my coaster and just finish it off this way, nice and smooth. Or I could do a little decorative knot on the very end. So you have options. A different colored thread, you're going to get a different look to it. Okay? If you wanted, you could take strips of fabric and wrap the cord as you're stitching. This is just a 3/4 inch wide strip bias strip of fabric, and when I got to that part of the cord, I just wrapped it and stitched over top of it. So we're going to cut this off. I'm going to fold it back inside here. So I have a nice little bowl that I can use to put my keys, extra bobbins, buttons, needles, whatever you might like. Making rope bowls is lots of fun. They make great gifts too. Join me next time when I'll show you how to do a rectangular or oval shape and how to embroider on rope. I'm Susan Anderson for Susan So Creative, where it's only wrong when it doesn't work. I'll see you next time.